Shameless. Uh, so this has been a question which a number of people have been asking, and it normally pops up during discussions. And the reason why I got reminded about this is because I recently enrolled in a program, and inside the program there is a support group. And yesterday night we were talking a little bit about boundaries and bridges. We're talking about that, and we're talking about and I heard some members talking about how essential it is to create boundaries, build walls and bridges. Well, that kind of remind me to address this question, and which I never really addressed before. So people keep saying Felix putting up all these stuff, being vulnerable, being maybe a little bit too much information, and so I asked them. I normally ask them, actually, do you not want to see these things? Do you not want to hear me talk about these things? Because if you don't really want to, then I will stop posting it. And normally they say, no, no, no. It's not that I don't want it, but it feels like if I were you, I would never dare to talk about things like this. So here we are. We have boundaries, we have bridges, we have walls. Essentially, what is the purpose of all of this? The purpose of walls and boundaries is to protect ourselves, right? And at some point in our lifetime, at some point, it is very important. At some other points, it is not so important. But a problem happens when it is no longer relevant to you, but you think that it is important. That is where the problem persists. Because walls protect you against things, but it also prevents you from reaching out. Because to put it as a metaphor, the higher the wall that you build, the higher you will need to climb to see what's over on the horizon. Building walls is very useful to keep you in place, to prevent you from retreating, but it is not very useful when it comes to exploring. And in fact, why are there so many people spend so much time building up walls, and then they spend equally amount of time to build bridges, when in fact there was never a need for a wall in the first place, and there were never need for bridges in the first place. Actually, we do need bridges. We need to connect more, but not necessarily we need to protect ourselves more. And the more powerful a nation is, you will notice. In the medieval ages, when technology is scarce, when we don't have much things, when the basis of weaponry is more about having shields, having things to protect ourselves, nowadays we start to realize that the offensive power has superseded barriers. Like whatever walls that people can spend a lot of time building in place, any form of RPG or missile can break the wall, crack it open. So the more powerful we become, the walls start to become a hindrance rather than help. So that's my take on it. That's the reason why. A lot of people say that, okay, if for whatever it is that I want to be doing in my life, I need to build up a thick face. But the problem is, no matter how thick your face is, thick skin, no matter how thick your skin is, it can eventually be breached. So what else can we do? What else can we do? I maintain that the reason why things like this are happening is because of force. It requires force to crack open something. So one of the members said that she wants to be an empowered woman. Well, what is an empowered woman? Like I mentioned, the more powerful you are, the less you need a wall. So to the point where you can traverse the country openly, and you can traverse the country, the nation, with speed. I think that in order for us to truly live life, we cannot afford to have a skin. To have a very thick skin, that is helpful. To have thin skin, that is not helpful. When you have thin skin, you can be hurt very easily. When you have a very thick skin, you are not so hurt easily, but you can still be hurt. But when you are skinless, you are completely transparent. Nothing can hurt you. So the reason why I am doing all of these things is because I want to be invulnerable in my vulnerability. Any question that you guys ask for me, I will answer. There will be no holding back. So that is my answer for why so shameless, Felix. So with that being said, let's go straight to the journaling. What am I feeling right now? Oh, something just came up. I want to write it down before I forgot because I keep forgetting what I need to do. Someone like to do this. Okay, done. What am I feeling? Lately, doing Isha Kriya is doing all kinds of things to me. I am feeling pretty aware. And the crazy things is the more I do meditation, the more aware I become. But it is not necessary that not necessarily mean doesn't necessarily mean that with the awareness comes acceptance. So it's digging up all sorts of worms inside me, and I many things I couldn't even put into words because it's just some vague feeling, some vague feeling, and I don't really know what's happening inside. Because normally it would come with thoughts. Now there's no thoughts, just raw feeling. Maybe it's suppressed anger, maybe suppressed grief. I have no idea, but it's digging up all kinds of things inside. So as I go on and continue down this journey, I am focusing on the idea of acceptance, because in inner engineering, there are two parts to it, which is absolutely crucial, which is this moment is inevitable. And the first part is I am responsible for everything. The second part is this moment is inevitable. So with more meditation, the more I'm aware, how am I responsible? Most people live their whole lives without realizing that they're responsible for anything. And that is the reason why whenever something happens which make them realize they are responsible for certain things, they become scared, they become angry, they become defensive. But with just knowing that we are responsible for everything without accepting it is not it's not the complete formula. See, so I need to work on that a lot. Yeah. With that being said, intentions. Okay, intentions. Pick up your journal book. Okay, we're gonna turn over to a new page. First things first, we're gonna write down today's date. Time flies, isn't it? Before you know it, it's already October. Feels like just yesterday we are in January. Time flies. Do we fly with it? All right, so the next one is write down thank you letter to yourself. Felix, thank you. And thank you letter comes from the future, so it's 31st of December. Okay. So once you write down your yearly intention, write down, and again, the yearly intention just to remind us on a day-to-day basis that whatever it is that we are doing, we want to make sure, we want to ensure that it is assisting us to get us where we want to be. So from there on, let's talk about the daily intention. Okay, daily intention. Today, what are my intentions for today? I want to have a fruitful discussion with my marketing team. Okay. Next, accept. What else could it be? The hunger. Legacy. Stream. Okay, stream, intro, and journal instructions. So that's my intention, and the legacy task. The legacy task will be the same. Question. So normally I'm very blunt. Normally I just tell people whenever something they say does not agree with me, or if I feel that it's not developed or undeveloped, I would say something about it. When and where should I be speaking? I think this question will be something that I will ask for a few days. When and where should I be speaking to correct people? Am I asking the right question? I'm not entirely sure. But for now, this is what I got. And with that being said, I shall see you guys tonight, 6:45 p.m. Stay true, guys.